My coworker kept stealing my lunch until I left a note that changed everything. Have you ever opened the office fridge excited for that meal you've been thinking about all morning, only to find it mysteriously vanished? For 3 weeks straight, someone at my marketing firm was stealing my lunch. It started with my homemade pasta salad, then my carefully packed sushi. By week 3, when my grandmother's special lasagna disappeared, the one she woke up at 5 a.m. to make for me, I was ready for war. I tried everything, labeling my containers with property of EM plays.take, using an ugly lunchbox no one would want to open, even hiding my food behind the moldy office condiments. Nothing worked. My coworker suggested setting up a sting operation with hot sauce or laxatives, but that seemed excessive and probably illegal. Instead, I decided on a different approach. That Friday, I brought in a beautifully packed lunch, a gourmet sandwich on artisanal bread, homemade chips, and a slice of chocolate cake that took me 2 hours to perfect. I placed it in the fridge in clear view, but this time with a note to whoever has been taking my lunch. This might be just food to you, but to me, it's more. Thursday's lasagna was made by my grandmother who has terminal cancer. It was possibly the last meal she'll ever cook for me. I hope it tasted good. Minus Emma, I didn't have a grandmother with cancer. My actual grandmothers are both happily playing pickleball in Florida retirement communities, but I needed something dramatic. At lunchtime, I went to the break room and found a man I barely knew sitting alone staring at my unopened lunch container with my note in his hands. His eyes were red. When he saw me, he quickly stood up. "I am so sorry about your grandmother," he said, voice cracking. This was Marcus from accounting. We'd never spoken beyond hello in the hallway. "I've been taking your lunches," he confessed. "I was laid off 3 weeks ago, but I am too embarrassed to tell anyone. I still come in every day and pretend to work because I don't want my kids to know I failed them. I can't afford lunch." I stood there speechless. This wasn't the malicious lunch thief I'd imagined. "Your grandmother's lasagna was amazing," he added quietly. "Best meal I've had in weeks. My grandmother isn't dying. She was in Tampa and just won her pickleball tournament." His face fell further. "So you made that up?" "Yes, but it sounds like you are going through something real." That lunch break turned into 2 hours. I learned Marcus had been applying for jobs every night after his kids went to sleep. His wife thought he was still employed. His savings were almost gone. The next Monday, I brought 2 lunches, one for me, one labeled for Marcus. I also introduced him to my friend at another company who was hiring. 3 weeks later, Marcus started his new job with better pay. He brought Emmy lunch on his first day, his wife's homemade lasagna with a note. "Not as good as your grandmother's, but made with gratitude." Sometimes what looks like theft is actually desperation, and sometimes a fake sad story leads to a real human connection. P.S. He still brings me lunch once a week, and I've never told anyone else at the office about those 3 weeks he worked